What's up, everyone? This is Draco Evo back yet again with some latest Manchester United transfer news. And today we got a few things around Jadon Sancho, the stock prices of Manchester United, Mike Phelan following Jadon Sancho. We'll talk about that. A bit of tidbits around Saul Niguez, updates on Dayot Upamecano, and obviously David Alaba update, as well as your comments, and a bit of an update on Chris Smalling's situation as well. Just a quick disclaimer before we get started. These are just articles that I'm reading. They are in no way official confirmation from the club, but that's the point of these kind of videos. These are dealing with transfer news and speculation, right? So I've had a few comments that is kind of like last video, little bit skeptical of what I do, but in terms of news, it's just me bringing you news, whether it's, you know, officially confirmed or unofficial news. That is up to you guys to decide. But people like this sort of news. People read a lot of things. I do a lot of reading, and I just kind of sit down and show you guys what I've been reading and what my thoughts are on it. That's the whole point of these videos. But anyways, guys, let's jump straight into Jadon Sancho, right? Yes, it's getting a bit boring, guys. It is genuinely getting a bit boring and worrying, to be frank, in terms of Jadon Sancho's latest transfer news. It's no secret that Manchester United want him. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has reportedly said many times that he is interested in him. He is the #1 target. And looking at it logically, he is a type of player that will suit United. Right winger, potentially take #7, star of the future, young British talent. But there are reports coming out, various reports coming out over the past few days and even the past few months or weeks, whatever you want to call it. Some reports are saying that the transfer fee has not been agreed, but the personal terms have been agreed. Some reports are saying everything's agreed, it's just the agent fee that's being held up. Some reports are saying that United have not announced, or Borussia Dortmund have not announced anything, because apparently he, in his new clause, in new transfer contract clause, he is due to get about £1.5 million if he stays for Dortmund for a year, which he has done now, and he has played 10 international games for England. Obviously, he just finished his international duties few days ago, yesterday, sorry, and if that is the truth, he's due to get £1.5 million. Those are conflicting, you know, reports. Oh, it's been all over the place. A bit of an update around Jadon Sancho. There's been a few interesting murmurs going around, right? So I'm going to show you guys Mike Phelan. So Mike Phelan has recently joined Instagram yesterday, right? He has followed Jadon Sancho, which, if you don't know who Mike Phelan is assistant manager of Manchester United. Which let a lot of, as you can see right here, a lot of fans going into frenzy that this could be a hint, blah, blah, blah. Look, he's following other players like Raheem Sterling. Does that mean we're going to sign him? No. You know, he's just obviously English compatriot. He's a fan of these guys. He's following them probably for that. No, we cannot read too much into it. I guess people are reading too much into it due to the fact that the heavy links that's been happening in regards to Jadon Sancho to Man United. Right? That's the first tidbits of news. Another thing is, for those of you, that's thanks to United Report, by the way, on Twitter for updating us. Fantastic tweet, actually, Twitter account there. But Fabrizio Romano, for those of you who do not know him, you should know him by now. He is one of the most reliable sources out there when it comes to transfer windows. Today, he has launched his podcast. And there are a couple of points he talked about Jadon Sancho in terms of his podcast in regards to Man Utd. So he said Jadon Sancho is absolutely ready and buzzing to join Manchester United. He decided a month ago to talk about this opportunity. The problem is not the personal terms or the agent fees. He goes on to say Jadon Sancho is not going to go on strike at Dortmund. He's happy, but if Manchester United pay €120 million, £108 million, then he is ready to join with no problems. So that's the tidbits of podcast that's coming out from Fabrizio Romano. Jadon Sancho is buzzing to join United. He wants to join United. He's ready for Manchester United. Apparently the transfer fee is not a problem. Apparently there is no personal terms or agent fees. That's a bit of a problem. Sorry, there's a school outside and kids are going crazy there. Don't know what lunch they had. there's no problem with the personal or the agent fees. That's according to him. So it does mean that it is the fee, like the transfer fee, that's been holding up the deal, which is the latest news. This tweet was tweeted 60 minutes ago, and it's from Fabrizio Romano's podcast. Talking about Jadon Sancho, there's been a bit of a movement yesterday, you can say, and a lot of people have kind of turned into financial experts. Now, I am not a financial expert, but this is apparently, right? Manchester United stock rose yesterday at the close of trading about 4 p.m. EDT, all right, by plus 8%, right? Now, people have been doing a lot of reading last night about stock, etc., etc. Stocks do not rise like that, doesn't spike like that unless shareholders was given particular information that something's happened or the club has made a huge significant investment, because they're the shareholders. They'll get the news early, and they poured in a lot of money to the club, right? Now, some people are saying it's because of the shirt sales, the third kit launch, but it wouldn't have this much of an impact. It wouldn't have an 8% rise spike. Others are saying that Jadon Sancho, is all about Jadon Sancho. Manchester United have come to an agreement in signing Jadon Sancho, and the shareholders have been given a bit of a heads up that, look, we're about to sign, the bid's been accepted, it's ready to go. It's a massive asset, massive, global star, and the shareholders have kind of poured in a lot of money. The value of the stock will rise, has risen, as you can see. Oops, so that's sort of like a tidbits around Jadon Sancho. Nothing too concrete, you can say, nothing too, massive, but just trickles of news here and there. Look, the transfer window ends in October 5th, right? This new season starts, I believe, in less than 2 weeks. And it is frustrating. I mean, there were articles out recently that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is frustrated. He is putting a lot of pressure on Woodward to get these signings done. Apparently, he wants 3 more signings, Jadon Sancho being one of them. But nothing's been happening. There's no word been coming out. We are already midway through this week, and what we are dealing with is just Instagram follows or Fabrizio Romano saying bits and bobs, which we already pretty much knew about, or the stock rising. I'm quite frustrated, and I'm sure a lot of you guys are pretty frustrated. Some people are saying he's not worth the £108 million. I do understand. I do get that. But at the end of the day, whether he's worth it or not, the most important thing is this new season, right? It's looming very close, and we haven't made a significant investment that we need to make, apart from Donny van de Beek. That's it. That's the latest on Jadon Sancho transfer news and speculation, whatever you want to call it. All the latest stuff that's been happening. Now, God knows what will happen, what will bring over the next week or so. But let's hope we can get this done quicker rather than normal. A bit of a quick update on Chris Smalling. So Chris Smalling to Roma is pretty much almost done. It's just a few details that's being arranged. It's nothing official yet, but a lot of credible sources are coming out and saying the same thing. But anyway, let's talk about Saul Niguez. Quick touching on Saul Niguez. So Saul Niguez, obviously we know he's a fantastic player. United have been linked with him, and he has pretty much come out and confirmed that Manchester United have been in contact. So this is what he had to say. I'm very flattered that a club like Manchester United or other teams ask about me to take me into consideration. For me, it is very positive. That is a strong people in those clubs speak well of you, means that I'm doing well, things well at Atletico Madrid. He added, I think not that they have never been communicated to me from the club. When asked about the future, he continued, I think these coming years will be very good for Atletico Madrid. Like, I would like to have Saul Niguez in our squad. It will be a bit of an overkill, I do understand. With the signing of Donny van de Beek, I don't think we will sign a significant investment in terms of central midfielders at his age, right? I think, Thiago is a possibility. So, he's gone on holiday, by the way, Thiago. So, there's still things happening in the background. Liverpool are becoming closer. Wijnaldum is negotiating things with Barcelona. confirmed by Fabrizio, it does look like he's going to end up at Liverpool. But unless it's someone like Thiago, who's got a few years left, who's not going to stifle any other development of the younger players. Saul Niguez is someone I would love to sign, but it's not going to happen. Bit of a quick touch upon Saul Niguez, before we move on, really. Next bit of news is Dayot Upamecano. So remember about a week or 2 weeks ago that the rumors were flying left, right, center that Manchester United will sign Dayot Upamecano, and it's gone really quiet. His manager has come out and said, shed some light on his future. He said that he will be here for this season. I'm sure about that. As for the future, I'm not sure, as he's very talented. Lots of club will want to buy. Next season it could be a real that he leaves the club, but this season he will stay. Meanwhile, Upamecano hinted at a transfer in the near future when quizzed about the next move before the international break. He said, I am targeted by several clubs. I speak with clubs, but I have time. We will see what happens in the future, he said. So that's the latest on Dayot Upamecano transfer news. There is a clause on him that activates next summer, which is rumored to be about £45 million, something like that, right? At the moment, he's going to cost £50 to £60 million. So that's probably why where Manchester United or other several clubs, if there are any, it kind of went dry. Clubs are probably waiting next season. You know what? We can get in for really relatively cheap. Let's do that. And I think that's what's going to happen. I think next season there's going to be a huge battle for Dayot Upamecano, especially for that price, right? And especially if he has another stellar season. Now, what do I think of Dayot Upamecano? I would love him at United. We do need a central defender. However, if we are forking out 50-60 million pound, as we expect for this type of player, versus waiting another year and forking out about 45 million pound, and if we can use the remaining 15-20 million pound onto the transfer of a potential Jadon Sancho, then so be it. We can kind of ignore the fact that Dayot Upamecano is not going to come this season. I don't know. That's my thoughts on Dayot Upamecano. I would love to look. I would love to have Dayot Upamecano at the club. It's absolutely. I'll take him anytime. But I do understand the commercial side of United, the financial aspects of Manchester United, and you have to be a bit realistic sometimes. I think dropping £60 million Dayot Upamecano, then expecting to drop £100+ million on Jadon Sancho, on top of that Regulion, and Donny van der Beek. That's a lot of money going out of the club, around £200 million, close to £200 million, or over £200 million. Then outgoings might come in. Mind you that Bruno Fernandes's transfer happened in January, which was about £60 million. So that's impacted the transfer budget for this summer as well. So I don't know, I have to look at that. We have to be realistic, guys, right? That's my opinion. Last bit of transfer news is David Alaba. So Bild is reporting that David Alaba is gonna move from the club. Alaba's advisors have had contract talks in Lisbon with Bayern Chiefs, and an offer of £13.5 million a year was rejected. So he wants more than £260,000 a year, apparently. It is believed the two parties are some way off, with Alaba keen to become one of the club's top earners, which currently includes star striker Lewandowski. So Alaba has been linked with Manchester United, obviously. However, United are looking for left back and central left back this summer. Whilst they still had a talk with Sergio Reguilon and Alex Telles, right? In terms of David Alaba, look, I would love to sign him, but yes, he's going to demand a lot of wages, and that's something that we do not need right now. He's coming to an age as well. He's not going to be a long-term investment. I think money is spent elsewhere. If it was a couple of seasons ago, then yes, go for him. But yeah, he can play on the left side of the central defense and a left back. He can practically kill two things at once by signing him. But he's not going to be a long-term. Obviously, he's aging at the moment. But United have been linked with obviously other younger left backs for cheaper price in terms of wages and potentially a transfer as well. Because we have to understand that Alaba's transfer, I think next season his contract expires, and it looks like he's going to leave. Although he would like to stay, but he wants the same money as Robert Lewandowski. I have no idea how much Robert Lewandowski is on, but I reckon it's going to be close to around 300k a week. That's a bit around David Alaba. Personally, for me, yeah, as I said, if he was 2-3 seasons ago, I will definitely sign him. Right now, I don't wanna. I think although such a class player, but him coming in will destroy our wage structure. It will probably mean that we're not going to be signing anyone of major in in the window, apart from probably one more. And it will definitely mean that we're not going to be signing talents like Regulian, who's a talent. But yeah, that's it. That's my thoughts on David Alaba. Let me know your thoughts. Last bit of thing, obviously your comment section. I've had a lot of good conversation last video that I uploaded a few days ago in regards to Thiago and Regulian transfer latest. Red Devil Studio, if you don't know him, he's such a fantastic person. Go and give him a follow, guys. He does a lot of United content, a lot of updates like myself, even better than me. He does better updates than myself, I'll have to admit, 100%. He does a lot of fantastic podcasts, which I am sometimes involved in, and other fellow United fans out there. He said that Regulian's definitely, as we need to strengthen left back. I agree with him. We need to strengthen the left back, and I'm glad a lot of people are coming to their senses in terms of the left back position. I did talk about the left back position long back. We need a left back, we need a left back, we need a left back, right? And Regulian does fit the mold. You know, he's a decent player, he's a good player, he can provide cover, depth and competition. But let's see what happens. Real Madrid are apparently putting a buyback clause. They put in a buyback clause, but United don't want the buyback clause, so that's the negotiation stance on Regulian according to reports. And MEFC are such a fantastic person as well. He says, I don't think we'll get Thiago, to be honest. However, if we do, that will be great. And that's my thinking right now. You know, a lot has changed in 48 hours, you can say. And I don't believe that Thiago will come to Manchester United. You know, I think he's at Liverpool bound, especially with the news of Wijnaldum coming out from Liverpool's camp. And it'll be a shame to miss out on Thiago. Giving Thiago to Liverpool will mean us strengthening our rivals, which does mean that we need to strengthen ourselves considerably. I thought that if Thiago comes in, we'll have Thiago, Pogba and Bruno Fernandes. That central midfield of three is world class. It is probably the top 3 central midfield partnership in world football. That's what I genuinely believe. The quality, the experience that we have in that 3-man midfield, potentially with Thiago joining in, is immense, and it will propel us from a potential top 4 team to definitely a title challenging team, right? Not title winning team. There's a difference, because I think we do need a few more signings to be considered that, and a few more transfer windows, a couple of more at least. But thank you so much for the comments. As always, guys, just get in touch, leave your comments. I'll read them out. The ones that I think is appropriate and ones that I think I can touch upon. And I do always reply to all my comments, have a bit of a discussion where possible. But that's it. That's the latest on Manchester United transfer news today. I'll catch you guys if there is any breaking news coming up, or I'll catch you guys probably tomorrow, the day after tomorrow, with more updates coming in. As always, guys, stay farafari.